Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Barton High School football. Tonight, the Barton Bears take on the Marble Mustang. It's always been a good community, and had good athletes who come through Barton, even back before the winning streaks back in the 70s and 80s. When there was always a good athlete, a good athlete program.
When you talk about Barton, you talk about 8 state championships. Most of it is Coach McClellan's there. He won his first state championship in '78 here, and then he had the run in the '80s, and then a couple in the '90s, and then we've had a runner-up here in 2011. So, tradition's deep, but you go back, at least in my mind, you go back to Frank McClellan and those staffs that he had, and those kids, and the environment, the time, winning, probably a great morale booster to the community, and the community gets behind that, and they thrive on it.
Coach McClellan here for a number of years, came back in the early 70s, I believe, and was here until he retired. He left for 1 year. During that time, he thought he'd like to go back home to Mississippi, went back to his hometown and coached football there for 1 year. But then I think he felt like that this was his home, so he came back and finished out his coaching career here at Barton. Had a phenomenal record at Barton, and very well known. He made Hall of Fame, of course, in Arkansas. So he was well known. His name was well known as far as high school sports, probably all over the United States.
You just make ends meet. You have to pass down some things to your junior highs, to your 7th grades, and that's just part of it. That's what you do in small schools, and you're limited on a budget. And my role as head football coach and athletic director is to say, hey, we've got to have these things. We need these things. Well, I like to have that, and so we get what we got to have. Sometimes we get what we really need, but that's just kind of the way it goes.
The will to win. We get off a bus, I was playing, I was probably one of the biggest people. So they get off the bus just thinking, oh, we're gonna blow them out. And it's just like the heart inside. Like our linemen probably average 160. So it's just the heart to win.
I think it all probably goes back to coaching. You get a coach that knows the game, and like Coach Pascal, for instance, who's the present coach. He's a very good coach. And he can get the players interested in coming out for football. And of course, I'm sure that you can only play 11 at a time, but to have more people to come out for the sport, it makes a lot of difference. And that way the competition can be a little bit heavier, and people will compete a little bit more for the job. Team
first, attitude is everything. We carry a sign here, it's all things are possible with God. Our guys, that was here when I got here. When we load the bus, they're gonna have that sign on the back window. You'll see it going down the road to wherever we're going. They'll take it to the locker room, and they're gonna tap it on when they go out for the game. That's the tradition here. Pretty neat in my opinion, and that's something that I'm sure Frank McClellan probably started when he was here.
John was a very good ball player. I recall him very well. One night he gained over 500 yards in one game. So to go through a season and make 500 yards, you're probably doing real well, but he did it in one game. He's a phenomenal football player and a very good defensive player also.
Very tough, very physical, appeared to be very disciplined, just a hard worker. I don't remember him coming off the field, though I know he would want to. Coach McClellan would let him, but he was just that good. Hard, pounding running back. Also, he was quick. They bulked him up for the NFL, of course, to play other positions, but and also linebacker. And of course, just very, if you get to the NFL, you got something special. Gerard is and was a hard-working kid, very quiet, but very quick off the ball.
He started in playing in the 9th grade, which tells you something about he was a phenomenal defensive player and pretty good running back too. He played fullback that senior year quite a bit. He had a lot of speed, I saw him in several of the games that he played in, and he was a very good athlete. I can see why Arkansas State gave him a scholarship. He's very good.
A lot of our kids that I'm in contact with are going to college, or they're going to a 2-year school, or they're going to some kind of a trade school. That's the buzz that I see from the kids that they either playing for me or that I'm around in some capacity.
I think most of the students, that graduate, go out into out of the community, into other places. There's always be someone that stays. But most likely, I'd say the majority of the students that graduate leave, go off to college, and after college or wherever they're going, into the military or wherever it might be, they probably seek employment in different areas.
I always ask, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're graduating, what's your plan? And all of them have a plan, so that's good. The game of football is comparable to the game of life. It's going to be hard, it's going to be hot, you're going to sweat, bleed, cry sometimes, be happy, be sad. Same thing in life. You're going to have good days, you're going to have some tough days, and it's more than a game, it's more than the money that you pay to get in, it's more than eating popcorn and Cokes on a Friday night. It's about teaching life. When you start something, you finish something, and you do it together.
I'd say the '97, probably the championship game against Shiloh, was probably the favorite game. Now, several good games that I saw through the years or called through the years.
This is Frank's desk. Frank probably ground that pencil when he was on the phone or something, because I did the same thing with a pen. It's kind of amazing, but